Hi there, my name's Drew Bartlett from Southern Power Tools. I'm here today to introduce the Bosch GAS35MAFC M-Class dust extractor. So just going to run through some features and benefits of the machine to give you a better understanding of how it works and what it's all about really. So it's a 1200 watt machine, so it's nice and powerful, got a decent sized motor on it which is going to give you a nice amount of vacuum. Runs at 74 litres per second airflow rate. And so these are the additional benefits that you get and requirements for it to become a certified M-Class. This one's got the 35 litre tank on the bottom, so it's both a wet and dry vacuum. So it can deal with all those small floods and spillages as well as obviously extracting away from any building-based materials, so that's silica, etc. It's not an H-Class, so there's no asbestos for this machine, but for your hardwoods, boards, that kind of product, silica, concrete, masonry, this is the boy that you want really. It comes with 3 functions on the top. So at the moment it's off. This one is actually a 240 volt, but it's available in 110 volt as well. So you've got this one to the right, which is basically just on, so you can just use it as a standard vacuum. It comes with hoses and floor nozzles, etc., crevice nozzle. So that literally is just on there. Or you can use it as a dust extractor linked in with any kind of machine as well. So if we plug in a machine here, I've just got a standard 240 volt SDS drill. So that literally just plugs into the front. Obviously the machine's plugged into the wall. Same on the 110 volt, can happen exactly the same. And if we just pull that over to this side, then when I pull the trigger, it automatically starts up. It will also carry on extracting for about 5 to 10 seconds afterwards to make sure that all the dust is cleared through into the machine. So those are your 2 functions there. As you can hear, that very loud banging, that is basically a backdraft. So what's happening here, that's the automatic filter cleaning. So in the top of the machine here, we have the filter, which looks like so. So when you're using the machine with the bag, just the normal, what we call the bin bag basically, which is this one here, that literally just sits into the drum itself. Dust will collect into the bag, and then the heavier stuff will collect at the bottom, which isn't the stuff that we're worried about, but the finer stuff, which is the stuff that can really damage us and can give you serious problems, will all start to get caught into the filter here. That sound that you hear is the reversing of the suction basically. So every 15 seconds, it shoots a load of air down the top of the filter, clearing the dust at the bottom. So that gives it, so it clears it out, it makes it more efficient, it stops it from clogging up, and it keeps the suction up to where it should be for it to be an M-Class. That's if you're using the bag, which we're not that keen on, if I'm honest. I don't think it's as efficient as it could be. Our recommendation is if you're using it for dust extraction, is to use the filter bag. Okay, so this is a fleece filter bag, which again, once you pop the top off, it just sits in there. This hole here will fit over the back of this here. And then that basically, because it's a fleece bag, it contains everything. It keeps all of the heavier dust, but also the smaller fine dusts, which is what we're trying to protect you against. It keeps it all in that bag. So when you do that, if you're using this bag to save that constant noise, and also if you're in a property which has got people in it, then you're also protecting them from that constant banging. So using the filter bag, turn it on, that's telling you that the automatic filter cleaner is working. You then turn that off, then that stops that. So if you're using the filter bag, that's when you can use that that function there as well. This machine here has, as all M-Class do, if it drops below that suction level, that suction rate, then there's an audible sound to let you know that there's a blockage somewhere. So either someone stood on the hose, or you've got some debris stuck in, which is going to affect the dust extraction side of it. So, but you need to be warned of that. So this is what happens here. So that tells you that you've got a blockage, there's a problem, so you need to stop what you're doing, clear the hoses, clear out, and then make sure that you've got that suction rate so that you're actually being effective when you're working. So this one comes with an anti-static hose, which is just an additional health and safety feature. Obviously, if you've got a lot of dust build up in there, the last thing you want is for it to ignite, basically. So that is fully anti-static hose on there. You can actually reduce the power as well on here. This little indicator here can put the suction rate up or down. Benefit of that is if you're using it, say, with a sander, and you've got the hose attached into the back of the sander, and then you're trying to use it, and it's sucking the machine, because there's a lot of power in these machines. It will suck the machine to the workpiece and make it quite difficult to use freely. So you can turn the power down. That power is always going to be above what the recommended litres per second rate is, so you don't need to worry about that. The minimum of this is still above what you need it to be. Being a Bosch unit, it comes with the click and clean system. So this end here will basically link up with any Bosch machine that it requires dust extraction. So it's either going to go on this bit here, so you'll have an outlet on your machine. This will either fit inside it or over the top of it, or you've got these little bayonet systems here which will click straight into certain dust attachments. For instance, the dust shroud when you're drilling, so that can clip straight into the bottom. Suction plate goes to the wall, you drill through the middle of that suction plate, and then that takes away. So it's a very straightforward, simple, easy to use across the whole Bosch range. So yeah, sides, these little clips on the side are to allow you to wrap the hose all the way around it, and then keep the bungee straps, which will keep that in place. So once you're finished with it, it makes it very clean, very easy to transport. As I said, it's a 12.5 kilos, so it's a weighty piece of equipment, but it's got all the attributes that you need. Also, the filter that we have at the back here, this is cleanable, but you can only wash it really. So use cold water, give it a good rinse through, ensuring that it's extremely clean, and then before you put it back in, it has to be very dry. So completely dry before you get back, otherwise it's going to start clogging. Do not bang this on any kind of surface. Protect this piece of equipment. If you get any kind of punctures within the filter through banging it against a brick wall or whatever, then that will just, null and void the machine basically, because all the dust, the fine dust that we're trying to protect you against, is going to come out and is going to be put back into the atmosphere. So look after that. They are washable, but they do have a life, so that they need to be replaced. Also the filter bags, I'm not sure if I mentioned that. Once those are full, you'll notice that for a drop in suction, you'll know when that's full. The best way to discard of this, as you see here, there's a tab here. I'm not going to pull it all the way up because that will null and void it, but that basically pulls all the way up, seals this area here, and then that is just dumped into your waste system, however you deal with that internally with your business. So that is the features and benefits of the machine. Fantastic bit of kit. Can always also lock in the Bosch L-Box systems on the top, so you can stack your cases up to wheel it around. Easy to wheel into jobs with machines on the top. So yeah, very popular within the marketplace. Highly recommended by Southern Power Tools. But I must also bring attention to the weighty instruction manual. always read this. Make sure that you're completely up to speed with when you should be using this, what material you should be using this, anything additional that you need. Well, HSE guidelines are all on websites. Very important that you are fully understanding where and when you should be using this equipment to keep yourself safe. So that's about it for me. I shall leave it there. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Bye.